The chickens get lots of scraps too. That's not very nice of me. It's not? It's not? Oh, hello. Hello, my name is Kait and welcome to Habits of a Modern Hippie. As you can see behind me, my kitchen is a giant mess. And that's because I have taken this entire box of apples, it was filled to the brim, that I got at the farmer's market and have been preserving it for the winter. And while all of these recipes are up on my blog, I will pop links to them down below, and I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I thought I would show you kind of what a day in preserving looks like. A lot of you guys have questions over on my Instagram, which is @modhippiehabits, because I share a lot of my recipes there, recipes over on the blog, and just kind of like what I'm doing. And they're like, can you please show us what is happening in your kitchen? So I'm halfway through a lot of different things. I always have a lot of different balls up in the air when it comes to recipes and especially preserving. And I will go through and talk to you about applesauce, apple butter, and apple chips today. So these guys are my 3 favorite ways to preserve. Now, as I am talking about these ways to preserve, I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up so I don't get any of this blueness in the stuff I am creating. And after I do this, I'll go wash my hands. But I will talk to you guys kind of about what you need if you have a surplus of apples where you are right now, because in the autumn, both in grocery stores and farmers markets, especially in farmers markets right now, they're like getting rid of the rest of their product. It's the last couple of weeks. But I will show you how to use all of that really delicious fresh apples, all of those, and make sure that you can enjoy them for the winter season. All right, so first off, if you are going to can, none of these recipes actually need canning. You can preserve them for way longer if you do can, but if you are going to can, I will pop those recipes in the links below and to my canning 101 video that should have just gone up, even though I know it was a little late. Sorry, my life blew up. But I will show you how you can make all of these things without having to use the seal here, which you can see like this will be good for a year to 18 months. But right here, I am halfway through making another batch of apple butter, and this is literally just a bowl of essentially applesauce. So what I've already done is I have taken 3 pounds of apples, I have sliced them into quarters, and put them in with lemon juice and apple cider vinegar in a bowl. Once again, this whole recipe is linked in my blog. But I've gotten to the point that I have very lovely, fragrant applesauce here. I'm gonna get this out of my way. And in order to make applesauce, you either need a blender or, which is my personal favorite and currently very dirty in the sink, is a food mill. I use a food mill for so many different things all throughout the year. It's great to make jams and things like tomato sauce, etc. And this connects together, you pop it through. Usually they get 3 or 4 different types of little sieves that they go through, but I've made this. But right here, I've made a really nice applesauce consistency. So in order to make that work, I'm going to pop this into a pan. And as we go ahead and do that, I will talk you through this recipe and some of the other things. So there are so many different reasons that I like to preserve and can, and it's not just because, 1, I love it, obviously, but 2, I think it is a really great eco-friendly way to buy a lot of produce all at once. You get it cheaper that way. That entire box, like the whole box of apples, was $25 at the farmer's market. And normally, when you look at the price of apples per pound, especially organic local apples per pound, it is nowhere near that. So I've had that box for about 2 weeks now, And I've already made lots of apple chips. This used to be full and they are now all in my belly. I have made the apple butter and more applesauce, and I have eaten them, and the chickens have got some. You can see me feeding the chickens an apple.
You ladies
here.
like the apple? Yeah. Hey, be nice. Hey, that was my finger.
But the pups like to snack on the apples as well. Why do we have so many spoons? What is going on? This is the issue when you do recipes over multiple days. I was doing this late last night and I realized I'm like, I'm sleepy, we're going to bed. But I popped that apple puree in here, and as with my autumn spice apple butter, that recipe, I'm going to use a full cup of brown sugar. We've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Woo, that was a bad idea. Woof. I can't salt base cinnamon, it's floofy. I'm so glad that I never did that cinnamon challenge because that sounds awful. We have a teaspoon of nutmeg, and we have a teaspoon of allspice, and then half a teaspoon of cloves. So now that all of those spices in there and the sugar are in essentially that applesauce, and if you want to stay at the applesauce, you can literally just keep it there. I've made multiple batches of applesauce. The recipe on my blog includes sage, which is delicious. These guys obviously don't have any green specks in it, so not sage this time. But I'm just going to give this a quick stir. I'm going to pop it on a medium-low heat and let it come down to a butter-like consistency, which could be anything from like 30 to 45 minutes. The reason I am filming as I'm doing that is because I have so many different things going on. I will show you guys the apple chips as well. All right, I come bearing plenty of trays of apple chips. I actually have 4 dehydrator trays here. But I know I have a lot of very cool kitchen equipment and things like that, like a 9-tray dehydrator with like giant sheets. But you can actually find lots of smaller ones. There are lots of smaller dehydrators. You can also do these in the oven, which is nice. But it makes it super easy. These guys are plain. Both of these jars, if you look up close, are cinnamon. And you can also do sage and rosemary, literally anything you want. I know a lot of people like to spice their apples with like actual spice, or what is it, tahini? And I'm not a fan, but you can do whatever you want. So once these guys are dehydrated, I'm literally just going to take them off and pop them in a jar. But as we're doing this, the reason why I love apple chips so much, not only are they a nice healthy treat and they stay for so long that you can snack on these throughout the winter, which is really nice, but they're so easy to make. I did a little time lapse of me cutting up the apples, but literally in order to make apple chips, you take either a mandolin, which I made these guys last night, a mandolin, and slice an apple that way. Or if you've got a really sharp knife, same thing. You just cut it into very small slices. Use a little bit of lemon if you don't want the apple slices to brown, like these guys still look very nice and white apples. And flavor them any way you want. Put them either in your dehydrator on the fruit setting, or you put them in your oven on the lowest setting and just let them go until they're nice and crispy. The lower the temperature, the better. You want to dehydrate, not bake. But these guys are so pretty. They're a really great centerpiece. They're fun to put in like kids' lunches. I did this a lot when I was a nanny, and you got these fun little chips. And especially if you have something that you have like an oral fixation, like I used to absolutely love chips, to the point now that like if you buy me a bag of chips, especially a bag of sour cream and onion chips, I will eat the entire bag in one setting. Zero self-control there. But when it comes to apple chips, you get that same crunch without all of the crap in it, which is really nice. Now that these guys are finished and in their jar, and I have plenty of apple chips to go around. I will pop back in when that apple butter is getting ready to be put into jars, because it is going to take quite a while, and I highly doubt that you guys would want for me to sit here and chat at you for 45 minutes. However, before we go, Tinkerbell, you want to come say hi? I just had puppies walk in here. You want to come say hi? Come here, puppies. Mickey. Hi. We have a Tinkerbell. Hi. I love you. I do. Tinkerbell absolutely loves apples, and she gets lots of the scraps as I'm going through and cutting this around. Except for you, little missy. What are you talking about? What? Except for you get very jealous of the chickens, because the chickens, yeah, the chickens get lots of scraps too. That's not very nice of me. It's not? It's not? Oh, hello. Oh, do you smell that? Is it bubbling away? Is it yummy? What do you think? Ooh, yeah. Good girl. All right, nearly an hour later, and the apple butter is ready to go. It's nice and thick. You know apple butter is done is when you can drag a spatula through it, and it takes a while for it to come together. So there's no more super crazy liquid, and you'll be able to spread it. I wish that there was smell-o-vision here, because oh my goodness, does this smell like the personification of autumn. I love it. As you can see, this apple butter is actually super dark. I put a lot of spices in this one, just because that's the way I like it. But everything is super delicious, and I'm gonna pop these guys in the canner after I do this. But if you are making a smaller batch or are gonna use it super quickly, you can absolutely put this in the refrigerator in an airtight container as well. But as I do this, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you did like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff over on Instagram. Once again, that is Mod Hippie Habits. But if you guys have any, hi Miko, if you guys have any suggestions as to 3, 5, whatever ways to use something specific, let me know. I think I'm planning on doing some pumpkin, and not only will that be lots of fun things for humans to eat, but pumpkin is actually really great for dogs as well. Miki, can you come here? Hi. You can't have, don't you touch that. But I know both Miko and Tinkerbell would love that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Bye.